Good day, Rebels. Star Wars Rebel Leader here. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today I want to talk to you really quick about a little excerpt that I am reading out of the new Return of the Jedi from a certain point of view Star Wars book that got released here a day ago. Now, a little while back in an article, it was talking about how one of the authors for this book was putting out a story of basically Obi Wan and Luke's interaction right after Yoda died on Dagobah, and how Obi Wan can see the turmoil within Luke between the dark side and the light side. And I quickly just want to read some excerpts from this book on that subject and then talk to you briefly about it. Now, in the book, before Obi-Wan actually makes contact with Luke and starts talking to him about his father and Leia and everything moving forward, it says here, "For so long, Obi-Wan had been sure that Luke should not learn the whole truth of Vader's identity until he had completed his Jedi training. For him to learn the truth so suddenly, so soon before his final testing, could send him into darkness." Now, this is the main reason why, according to this author, why Obi-Wan didn't tell Luke about his father's true identity from the start. Obi-Wan, according to, this point of view, wanted to kind of shelter Luke from his father's identity, wanted to keep him from that so he didn't fall into the dark path and to the dark side and follow down, the same path that his father did. Now, personally, I feel like I understand wanting to shelter somebody from the truth if you're not certain of their reaction, but it's Luke. Come on. I mean, he's one of the strongest and most capable and level-headed people in the Star Wars universe. Aside from, a few things of his anger coming out, lashing out on his father while in front of Palpatine, aside from those things, he's one of the most level-headed people in the Star Wars universe. So I don't really understand, this rationale of wanting to keep his father's identity from him until he was ready, when in turn Yoda straight up told him who Vader was right before he died. If Yoda thinks that Luke was ready to understand and know who Vader was and who his father is, then Obi-Wan should have been right there with him. After Obi-Wan makes contact with Luke and they initiate their conversation, it gets to a point where Obi-Wan does tell him, or at least confirms to him, that Vader is Anakin and Anakin is Vader. And so Obi-Wan says, "So what I told you was true from a certain point of view." And then this book goes on to explain a little bit of what Obi-Wan is feeling in that moment. It says, "Obi-Wan sensed the struggle within Luke's heart. Beneath a layer of calm lay a roiling sea of surging emotion. Darkness and light intertwined. Luke's darkness surged against the light, but his better nature, while quieter, was the more powerful of the two for now." Of course, this was not the first time Luke had struggled so. Before, it had been an attachment to his friends that threatened to pull him in the wrong direction, even after Obi-Wan warned him. Personally, we all have tendencies for light and dark, but given the fact that this book says that Luke's tendencies were pretty evenly matched, I don't know if I can get on board with that. Yes, everyone has dark side tendencies. As George has explained, the dark side tends towards the more selfish nature, while the light side is more compassion, which I can totally get on board with. I totally understand where he's coming from in that rationale, but to say that Luke has basically even, light side and dark side tendencies and that he could have tipped at any point, I just don't understand that. I understand it's probably coming from a point of, he just found out who, his father was and why Obi-Wan didn't tell him, and that he sort of told him the truth but kind of told him a lie, just depending on your point of view and who's looking at it. So I can understand where he might be a little off kilter there. But to say that the light side and dark side are evenly matched just doesn't make sense to me. This is not the Luke that I know. The Luke that I know was almost 100% light. He did have some dark side tendencies and did lash out at anger in some points, but ultimately light won him over. And that's the Luke that I know and that I came to admire in this franchise. This is just my little rant. Please let me know what you guys think. I do feel that this book, it is great. I love the stories in it. It's worth a read. However, it, just like the title says, it is from a certain point of view, so they are from the point of view of the authors writing the story. With Disney publishing this book and basically creating this book as canon, I don't know if I can get on board with some certain points of view from these authors, but nonetheless, I still do enjoy the book. It's definitely worth a read. Please let me know what you think down below in the comments. I hope you guys have a great day. May the Force be with you.